Hello everyone, this is Zathine, and today I'm going to be doing my tutorial on how to build the pod racer. As you can see, there's a few changes to it since the previous video. This is the previous one, and it used to have wheels on here, but there's been an update, and the chain no longer gets stuck in the ground anymore without the wheels, so there's engines on this one, which stiffen the chain, but they stiffen it in whatever position it's in. So, for example, with that hanging like that, if I get in and start moving around, it pulls, and everything stays in the position it's in. So I decided to try a different method, and the method that I've decided on using is adding these to the bottom here, which this is one piece, and then this is hooked onto that with a bearing. Okay, for some reason I don't have a bearing on that one, but that's fine. But there's supposed to be a bearing there, I just forgot to put it on. I'm not taking it off. So, anyways, it works fine even with that being like that. And this allows it to flex more. It's not stiff in whatever position it's currently in, but it tends to maintain a general straighter line. And also springs back. Like here's a good example of of it. Okay, it can go like that, but it tends to spring itself to straight. Like, and with this one I can do this. The other one I can't. I don't know why that, or that must be because there's the weight of the engines is not there. But I'm just gonna drive around for a minute here. And I'm going to kind of force a crash. Okay. Now, normally I would have curled up around the shaft that's between the two engine pods. Now I don't. So there's been a few improvements to the design. I might as well just leave that there. And head back over here to where I'm going to show you how I built that. Actually, no, this is the one I want to show you, so I'm going to bring it closer and use it as a reference for how to build my... Because it was a while ago. I did do a recording earlier, and that's where I made this, was during that recording. But due to the my recording software glitching out and freeze framing, it was recording the audio but just staying on a single frame for, you know, sometimes 10 minutes, and one of them was even 12 minutes long. I decided that I'm gonna re-record. I played with some of the settings. You'll notice the quality is down a little bit, but I figured that might prevent that freeze frame problem I was having. So anyways, without further ado, I might as well get started. I'm going to just place this kind of somewhere central back here. And I'm going to start with the driver pod. So, if I go right here to there. Oh, my alignment was out. Oh well, that's fine. And there we go, that's perfect. And then I'm going to take this forward. Okay, I'm going to do it a little bit shorter than the other one I did, I've got that, and now I'm going to place this on top of this here, like that, and do the same over here. Corner to there. And then I'm going to clear up here, because even though you don't really need it, the thing does somewhat hover. It's nice to put wheels in here, just so that it isn't dragging a flat metal plate on the ground when it hits the ground. It freewheels on the wheels. So it's mostly just a thing that makes it run smoother. So I'm also going to get rid of that. And then if I come in one on each end, that was not what I was trying to do, but anyways, let's put this back up on, screw it, let's put it right in the middle for now. Alright. So now, like I said, come in one from the end, and that way when I clear the central blocks here, which I take out 8 blocks on each side, and what that does is that is the center of the, or that's the middle, and there's going to be reversing thrusters in there. I don't have to put them in there like that, but I think it kind of looks sleek like that, so I'm leaving it like that. These blocks have to remain there to keep this piece connected, but beyond that, that's the main body, the main chassis, I guess I could say. This comes up, oh, to there, and then right like that, and oh, like that. And that's going to be for some thrusters. I'm also going to put a block here and a block here. Whoa, whoa, whoa. There we go. And those are also for thrusters. So, and I'm going to put the same, whoa, 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 so there's a little bit of that same freezing issue happening here, I've noticed, where the video just kind of stops. But it doesn't seem to be nearly as bad as it used to be, so I'm gonna leave it as is. So, for knowing where everything's gonna be, I have to put an engine or a thruster there, a thruster there, a thruster there, a thruster there, and I'm going to put thrusters there and there. So I have reverse. 2 of these thrusters are actually just for counter thrusts to keep tension on the chain as I'm flying forward. It also slightly stabilizes the design for the pod racer. And I'm going to use these 2 for the counter thrust, so that you don't notice that they're activated while it's going, and that's why I've got them there. It just kind of hides them a little bit. They're still visible, but when you're actually piloting it, you don't notice it. Okay, I want a thruster there and a thruster there for lift, and a thruster there and a thruster there for lift. Those will be connected to a sensor to engage hover mode. As you can see, those ones are even firing now when I'm not driving it. I have the ones on this one on a pivot so that hover mode can be engaged and disengaged. As you can see, it's on a sensor and it pivots down. So, but anyways, that is the entirety of the, oh no, there's 2 more thrusters I have to put on this. I forgot, I apologize. And these are to assist with steering. So now that we have all of the thrusters on the driver's cab, let's put a driver's seat in. driver's seat will go centered right there, as far back as it can go with these engines here. Now these engines are kind of in the way, but I've put them there so that I know where to put the driver's seat. And then I open my inventory and I will grab a button. I don't need a driver's seat anymore. And a switch. And right now I do need all of this stuff. So I will just put it here for now. And later I'll put the metal back. So because of the way my keyboard is, I like to put a button there, a switch, or should I say a switch there, a button there, a button there, button there, button there, switch there. Then, no, not switch. Button, 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 button. This is because that's the way my keyboard is laid out. And I have 1 through 6 and 7 through 0, or 7, 8, 9, 0. So now that those are back in place, I can put that thruster back on and that thruster back on. And now that that's done, I will connect my reverse thrusters. Okay? But before I actually connect the thrusters, I need to connect the button. 0. Alright? So, now, when I press 8, that's just like pressing W. And 3 is just like pressing S. 2 is just like pressing A. And 4 is just like pressing D. So it gives me that still natural feeling control for my system. So 3 will be for reverse. I'm going to treat it like it's got a two-dimensional plane because these things hover. Using 10 and 5, those will be my up and down controls for 3D movement, which is why I was able to do a backflip with that thing. And, well, let's connect up the reverse thrusters. I'm going to connect 3 to these 4 thrusters. So now that that's all connected, my reverse is done. These two are actually going to be connected to 8. I know that's counterintuitive because that should be for forward, but like I said, they're just for keeping tension on the chain. So I actually might eliminate that because with the changes I've got on the chain, I think it will keep its own tension anyways, and I will connect these to reverse as well just to increase my reverse capabilities. So now I do need to put on a sensor, and I'd like to put my sensor on right here. So let's get this facing down. There we go, there's that sensor. And then another one, I'm going to put it on the front on the opposite side, right there. And that's just so that these engines, when in hover mode, will be on when I'm close enough to the ground. Now I'm actually building this as though, let's get a better angle, there we go. I'm building this as though the I did that wrong again. Oh well, I guess I made it as long as that one. I thought I made it shorter. Anyway. But I just got distracted. Oh yeah, I'm going to leave the engines on default because when I originally built this, it was based on the engines not being able to be adjusted. You can adjust them now, which will probably make it far better. In fact, on that one there, I did do some adjusting, and that's why it can do the backflip, is because I gave it a little more oomph on the bottom, which helps things stay up and floating. So, anyways, now that I've got the basics done here, oh wait, I need to connect up some of the turnings. Okay, so now I'm going this way and I press 2. I want to turn left, which means I want this left one to turn on and push the back of my pod, or the back of my racer, to the right. And that will push the back of my pod racer to the left. So, let's just test, make sure I've got everything working right. So here's turning left. Yes. Turning right. Yes. Going forward has nothing. Going back has all 6. Okay, so that's good. And those will just be on their own when I'm on the ground. I'm not even going to worry about putting that on a swivel, because honestly, I just don't care. It'll always be on like that and whatever, instead of being able to be turned off like that one. Which, I guess it's nice to turn it off, so I might as well. Whoops. Okay. So if I put that... No. Right there. There we go. Whoops. Actually, no. There we go. That aiming up. And come over here and move this one to the same spot on the opposite corner. Ooh. I can't put it in the same spot in the opposite corner. But I can probably do this. That'll work. Because what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be putting the wheels here. And I guess I'll have the wheel that the one is on. I really don't like that there, though, so I'm probably going to actually move it. Maybe make it a bit more centered. In fact, yeah, I'm going to do that. I just don't like this there like that. So let's... Whoops. Take this out again. I don't need the buttons anymore. So, is there anything else I'm missing here? Nope, that should be everything. So let's put this there. And instead I'll actually go... Come on, don't get stuck. Right there. And now I can put the sensor there facing up. Oh no, that won't work. Because there's all these thrusters and everything above it. That's going to kind of screw things up. Okay, so this ah, dang it. This is going to take some figuring out. But I will do that off camera and I'll show you where I ended up putting it. So. Because I don't want it sticking out anywhere, and I like where that one is. So. I'm not sure what to do. Sorry, I was just trying to think of how I can do it. I might just use that one for both of them and say screw it, but I'd rather not have to do that. But anyways, let's, oh, I know what I'm missing. Knew I was missing something. Small wheels at the moment. Okay, so small wheels. Okay, things are going way better. And I apologize if there's been any freeze frames on this video, but there's not much I can do about that. For some reason my recording software is just not wanting to keep up. Anyways, let's build a chain out. So we'll go one. Oh, one of those. Oh, not like that. Nope. There we go. Then the long one. Then that. Then the short one. Then the long one. Then a bearing. Then a short one. Then a long one. Then a bearing. Then a short one. Then a long one. Oh, I went too far. Then a bearing. Then a short one. Then a long one. Then a bearing. Then a short one. Then a long one. Now let's see. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think that's right. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, that's right. Okay, so now I put a bearing on here, and I come out with metal 8 long. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and I'll come over here to just confirm that. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the one that's attached is 8. Perfect. And then I will connect off of that like this. Come on. Let's just use the lift. That's what it's for. Okay, I'm going to do that. And then I will place that in there like that. Oh no. Oh yeah, that in this case I'll do that. Put a bearing on it. Then yes, I want that there and that there. That there. And that there. And that there. Then this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That should match up so that the line of the third here is centered. It is. Okay. And then I build one. Whoops. There we go. There we go. There we go. There we go. And there we go. And what this does is when I connect on the other side, I wrap this around that. Let's just... There we go. So now that is anchored and held in there. The main anchor is actually the bearing that's in there. And that has it just so that it stays as part of the ship. Instead of when I pick it up on the lift, I leave this behind. I don't want to do that. So that's why there's a bearing in there. Just to have it connected. So, and then this side is not going to have any connection because the weld tool is not ready yet. I would like to actually have this one on a bearing and then, you know, weld this to this. It would be a lot nicer to deal with, but that's not how it's going to be. So, you know what? That's fine. So now that I have this, I'm going to come down here. Let's just get a better angle here. And do that. Then do that. And then lower this. And do that. And let's get closer so I can just do that. This is the main forward thrust pod. That's the main base for the forward thrusters. And then for the control thrusters, I want to go, whoops, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 on the bottom. So what that does is that allows me to put all of my thrusters on. And the reason I come out 4, like let's just see 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 on the bottom will become evident here shortly. First, let's put all 7 thrusters on here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now, with the new update, I can probably remove a couple of these thrusters and still have just as much thrust by amping up the thrust on the thrusters, but I'm going to leave them at the vanilla settings and allow you to tweak and play as you see fit if you decide to build this. So there's 2 on the outside and 1 on the inside for steering. And what this does is keeps a little bit of compression on the connector here in the middle so that this doesn't have any extra reason to pop out of the other pod. So, and then I'm going to just jump up here for now and put 2 thrusters on top and then lift it up and put 1, 2, 3 thrusters on the bottom. And there's 3 thrusters there because we've got lift mode, which is the one I use for doing the backflip, tilt control, and hover mode. So when I'm hovering, this one's on. It doesn't actually make it hover unless I'm moving. But anyways, that's how she works. So then I come here while I'm up like this, and I put 1 more block of metal right here, a bearing on it, and then I go into here and replace my small wheels with big wheels. And I'm going to put a big wheel right there. So that is one engine pod, or thrust pod, or whatever you want to call it, complete and ready for use. So now I'm going to go to do the other one, and I will be back with you guys in a moment. Just as I was getting to this point here, I thought I would give you guys a view of what is going on with this and how I'm actually getting it to connect the way I am. I think I explained it fairly well earlier, but I figured just in case, I didn't, I might as well show you what's going on. Now you see that? That prevents it from going down and any sideways directions. It doesn't prevent it from going up, though. This prevents it from going up, or from going forward and back, and up and down, but it doesn't. So, and as I do each one of these, what I'm doing is I'm increasing the likeliness of that staying in there, because they do tend to even glitch through every once in a while on their own. Even with all this around it, it still glitches through. Usually you have to hit something pretty hard, or land with a lot of twisting torque on the engine pods, but it's usually not bad. Anyways, I'm going to continue on and finish building the other pod, and I will be back with you in a moment. Alright, so as you can see, I'm back here, and the pods are all done. All that's really left now is to connect up the sensors, which I actually had to delete this sensor because of connecting that. It was just kind of a boneheaded move on my part, but you know what? That's fine. So I decided to go lazy, and I'm just going to do this with my sensors. The front sensor is going to go right there, and the back sensor is going to go right there. It's always on, doesn't matter. Let's connect those up, and it's just I couldn't think of an aesthetically pleasing way to put those in. It's kind of ugly, on this one as it was ugly on that one over there if I do it any other way. On the engine pods, it's actually quite a bit easier to do that. I can come in here, go like, oh, what's going on? Why? Oh, I see. Go right there with the bearing, in the same spot with the bearing here. Put this sensor on facing down. Or not down. I want it facing that way. And then you facing that way. Alright. So now I can just rotate those 90 degrees using this, and then I can toggle hover mode for at least for the engine pods. It would be nice to have been able to find a aesthetically pleasing spot to create a toggle for hover mode out here, but I can't really think of a nice one. Probably wouldn't have been too bad, you know, here or whatever, but yeah, nothing was really nice looking. So I will call that good. And we have this to connect up to the bearing there. Can I reach that from here? No, I can't. Bearing. And control. There we go. Okay, so now these I'm going to just turn 75 degrees. No, 90. I want to go even just past 90. That way it's catching things that are slightly forward. That should work. Now let's just make sure that they're rotating the right way. So I can't see that one very well, but yeah, that one looks like it's rotating the right way. And this one looks like it's rotating the wrong way. There we go. So now let's just check that out by connecting that to switch number 1. And now let's press number 1 here. Okay. Oh, I'm on the lift. Okay. Oh, I know what I forgot. Anyways. That looks like it's the right way. Perfect. That works beautifully. Let's put this thing back on the lift. Which sucks now because we've got everything in, it's going to be under that. So, oh, I can too do it. Nice. So if I put this here and here, well, I don't want it that way. I want it that way because it looks better. And then here and here, and I connect them all to the same, like just to the one side. What that does is it actually stiffens the bearing connections. So that the things, and if you look, I put it on here, and instead of connecting it onto this part, I'm putting it on this part. So it's kind of like one solid piece. Connecting the thing up so that it kind of restricts the movement of the bearing. And now when I take this off, as you see, the chain maintains a little bit of its shape. It doesn't just hang and droop down to that angle like it did at first here. It puts the weight of the chain on this too because it's hanging. So these will tilt back, which is actually very nice for takeoff. And now all that's left to do is connect everything up. So let's put this back on the lift. Drop the lift in there. Lower the lift enough so I can see what I'm doing, but can still walk under everything. Now, let's connect up all of the forward thrust. So I'll do the right pod first. All of the forward thrust is going to get connected to 8. So that's my forward thrust connected. So now I want to work on... Well, I might as well engage hover mode. That's a nice simple one. Come on. So that's hover... Okay, why are you not connecting? There, hover mode. Okay, so I don't know what's going on there, but anyways, it's figured out. We're good. Oh, those tried disconnecting. I see. Even though I had them connected up already, for crying out loud. It wanted to connect to that. I'm going to have to set those up again. Sorry about that, but that's the problem with putting things close together. So now I also want to do tilt control with, or roll correction with 7 and 9. So 7 will tilt me to the left, 9 will tilt me to the right. So, let's grab 7 here. And if I want 7 to tilt me to the left, I come to the top on this side. So I'm going to just go right there. And then 7 also gets the bottom on this side. Okay, so now 9 will get the exact opposite of the top on the right engine and the bottom on the left engine. Alright, so that's my roll correction done. Now, I want to do steering. So let's do turning left, which is number 2. So let's just make sure I'm on 2. Okay, 2. And I'm going to connect it to both of these thrusters. And that's 2, right? Yeah, that's 2. Okay. And then 4 gets the opposite. 4 gets that one and both of the outside ones there. Now, you can probably do it with 1 on the outside ones now because of the fact that you can just lower the thrust on the inside thrusters and still have that same effect, but like I said, the original design was from before you could adjust the power on thrusters. So now I want to deal with lift and like just up and down control so I can bring down both of the engine pods and lift up both of the engine pods at the same time. So I will connect these bottom 2 to 10 because the 10 will be my lift button. And the top 2 that are left will be connected to 5. I actually do not use 6. 6 is just is mostly there as a placeholder, and I don't think that connected. Yeah, no, it didn't. 6 is just a placeholder so that I don't have my numbers offset wrong, or sitting in the wrong place. So there we go. Now, did that connect? Yes, it did. Okay, so now everything's done. Let's just get in the cab here and give it a test run to see how well she works. So, turn left, turn right, okay, go forward, reverse, okay, that makes sense. Roll to the right, yep, roll to the left, yep. Go up, go down, and let's readjust this thing because those didn't actually stay in position, so I had them at 105 and 105, and I think I had to turn around the one on the left. So let's get back over there and refix that. There we go, and let's just look at this one here. Yes, and it is the right angle. Okay. So now, let's take it off of here. Alright. Engage hover mode for the front. Yep, that worked. And now, let's give it a test drive. What do you think about me testing this where I actually tested the first one? Holy cow, those thrusters are loud. I'm gonna actually go into my options here for a second and turn my volumes down. Audio. Master volume. Come on. I have to drag it. There we go. That should be better. I apologize for that being so loud. It's even still quite loud, but... So yeah, there we go. He's handling this pretty well. A little bit rough here and there, but my controls seem to be nice and stable, and all right. So I want to line myself up here with, oh, wrong side, wrong turn. And there we go. And I should be ready. So, without further ado, hover mode is engaged. Let's give this a try and see how well I fare climbing this hill. This is what I tested the previous one on and did my showcase of, so let's see how well she handles. Oops. Come on. Oh, I crashed into the lip. Okay, so let's see how we handle coming down the hill then. Whew, that was actually pretty good. See, the other design using the engines would have curled up around the point between the two engine cells and or engine pods and just screwed me right up. So let's give that one more shot and see if I can do this. Because I did press the wrong button at one point. It was not the design's flaw that I hit that. It was my fault. Yeah! I can fly this beast! Woo! Oh, I was hoping I would go through that. I might still fall off of it. Oh, there we go. Now I'm screwed. Definitely screwed. Okay, but see, it's holding me out. Oh, I guess that's the branch that's holding me out. But if I get out, I'll be on top, right? There we go. Gotcha! Haha! So let's just go down here. So I can definitely climb that hill. I made it way farther than I did on with the previous one. And it went a lot slower. This one seems to go a lot faster because it doesn't have the weight on the engines, or of those three engines there. So let's get up this hill again and see how I can Because I should be able to make it up this hill like nothing with this beast. I'm gonna try and do it like a pod racer, not like a flying machine, because as I found out, I can fly this one. Oh. Alright, so I went right over the top of the mountain on the previous run. So I'm just gonna, because I came up the hill just past this tree, like I flew right over this spot right here and then continued going up. And on the way down, flew right past this area and got caught in one of the trees over or down there. There we go, I hit that. Now, another thing I did in the previous test, which is why I continued coming up here, is I tried to jump, or I came over this way. Wow. That was way better than I did on the other one. Like, my jumping distance, I got caught in a tree. I'm not sure which tree, but I got caught in a tree the other time. I just kind of landed on it. And this time I went way past all the trees before I even got to a point where I had to worry about that. Ah. Okay, let's see if I can do this. Nope, I'm stuck. Anyways, pick it up, set it down. Pick it up, set it down. And in we get. So. There we go. Now let's come in to see how I can do with the spinning into stop here. I want to come in and stop close to the other one. And I don't want to hit it. I just kind of want to drift in and... not bad. Kind of hit the wall. So it wasn't a good indication. But she works pretty good. And now that I have 3 of these things built, I would really like to get someone else in here to race these things, so I need to find somebody to play with. So if you're interested in playing with me, and you play scrap mechanics, feel free to add me on Steam and ask me to play. I'd love to have a pod race. I might even set up a course on this world and try and do a pod race. It'll mostly be out in this somewhat flat area because they are wide and have trouble getting through some narrow spots in the trees, and they are a little bit difficult to control at the higher speeds. Anyways, if you like what you see and would like to see more, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you very much.